All right, I'm going to play some Tour 6. I'm going to just take a day. We got the Wiseacre Ranch. There's a tournament coming up, and it's the Wild West tournament, I think is what it is, but Wiseacre Ranch. So I'm going to play some Tour 6 and see if I can pick up some holes and just go out and play some. Play some 1v1. Fairway to green. That's the way to play. Play one-on-one. Let's see if we can win 75%. 3 out of 4 ain't bad. All right, here we go. I probably don't want that ball. I probably want that ball, but I'm not going to use that ball. You want to be able to get over there, so if you use a bigger power ball, you can get over there. I'm going to have to hit that perfect. One ring great to the left. It'll hit the rough on the second bounce and run into the fairway. Lost a lot of distance. Power 3 ball right there would come in really handy. In tournament play, that would definitely be the play. A bigger ball, I think on this hole, in tournament play, trying to get as far as you can up. There is if I remember correctly, if that 60K banner's in my way, but I think there's a rough bump up here, and I'm in line with it. But if you try and hit it as far as you can to the left, what'll happen is you'll actually hit it to the point where you take the rough bump completely out of play, which is fine. You got a great shot from up there. I think you can get into like either minimum short iron or wedge if you're right up into this area, like getting up into that area. Cataclysm. I am right at minimum club. And minimum Cataclysm is 2.2 per ring. And that's pretty freaking narrow. 2.2, 2244. It'd be like 2.5 rings. Hitting it perfect. Let's see if I can hit the rough. I did hit the rough. Well, I shouldn't say I hit the rough. I ended up on the rough. That was an overpull of about a half a ring. And I was at minimum club, and I think I pulled it. I'm not sure what I pulled it there. I'm looking at my notes here again, my club stuff, because I hardly ever play that Cataclysm. I'm just starting to get used to playing those numbers. And it's very rarely that you end up in a minimum wood situation where you would bring a cat. I'm going to have to change that bag. I had it set up for a tournament. Get in the hole. That's right. Hitting it perfect. Right on the edge. In the hole. That'll work. That'll work. That dog will hunt. If we get this hole again, I'm not sure what adjustment I did there, but I'm looking at my notes and it should have been a 2-2. Oh, this is where you go back and I'll watch that video and I'll go, damn, dude, what were you thinking? My notes say that a minimum Cataclysm should be 2.2 per ring. And I'm not sure that's what I did. I know I overpulled it a bunch. Close. Good game. See if they'll replay. I'll give them a chance to get their money back. The Sniper. Guess not. All right, let's get it rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling. I think I already did my club card trading for the day. I did. I had a difficult situation on my club card trading. I'm working on my off-roader, trying to get it from trying to get it to level 6, or excuse me, level 7. So 200 cards, that's a bunch. But I've got like 130 of them, so I was or I could have upgraded my Thor's hammer to level 6. I'm having like 48, and I could have put it at 51. I opted for the off-roader. I hardly ever get it, so it's a club that I'm actually, when I get it to that level, I'm going to switch it up and put it in my bag. But the Thor's hammer would just be nice, you know, get it up a level. This hole, I always have difficulties. It seems like you're always in the right spot for the... I don't think I have... Shit, I need to work on all my bags. All my bags are jacked up. This would normally be where, because I'm pulling back from the red line, I would normally come up here and do a big topper. You'll net more yardage. 2, 4, 6, 8. 4 rings. That puts me about almost a ring into power. Hitting it perfect. And with the big topper, you can get on the other side of that shadow. If you can start off on the other side, you can end up all the way in the front. You could get over the rough at the very end. You could bleed over this, especially with some of the balls that we have out there now. Some of the bigger power balls that have topspin boost, and get over the other side of this, and you could really, really, really be in short range for it, probably mid-wedge. If they were trying to get over, can they make it? No, okay. They were doing a different shot. All right, what do we got? What do we got? There is a backboard here. Okay, there's Min. There's Mag. So I'm about mid-club, which is 1.1 per ring. .122 and do 2 1/4 rings. Isn't it perfect? Let's see if we can get it to fall down that hill. These ones where they fall down the hill, like you hardly ever get it on trajectory. I say that, and then woo, in the hole. It's hard to get. That's a whole variable going down that hill, especially when you can't get your ball guide all the way back to the cup. Then you're extrapolating. You're trying to visually follow it in. Imagine in your mind's eye. I usually go straight at it. And this is one of those holes that, like, being in the right spot, it's pretty easy to end up on the drive in the right spot every time. And when you're playing in a tournament, being at a certain distance and being in a certain range, like every single time, so that second shot is the same every single time. When you're hitting straight at the cup, this is just one of those holes that it just, sometimes it's like you can't, it's like, why doesn't it work like that every time? It's just in the hole. But the majority of the time, this is a tough hole to get an Albie on, even though you're always in the right spot. I'll take it though. Now it looks like double Albie. Ooh. That was close. That was a nice shot. Good game. Let's see if they'll play again. We got a little bit of chatter here. And they want to win their money back. Let's go. No dice. Let's see if we can get somebody to replay us. Tour 6. What used to be in Tour 6? Tour 5 was my favorite tour. Tour 5 and 10 because they had the same holes in them when the game first started off and had Greenock Point. And I love Greenock Point. That's my favorite course. And there was I can't remember the other two courses that were in Tour 5, but they were really good. But Tour 6 had used to have Southern Pines in it. And I played Southern Pines so many times, I just can't stand that course. It's got some fun holes in it, but it's just like I've played that course a lot. I've probably played the courses that were in Tour 7 more, but those for like Vineyard Acres, I played Vineyard Acres probably more overall, but Vineyard Acres is a fun course. They serve wine, come on. You might get lucky, and they didn't. I think they can recover from there. If you're way down at the end, you can recover. I need to switch my bags up, I know that. Because this second shot here, this isn't all about the first shot. This is all about this second shot. This second shot blows. I'm going to do like 3.5. Nine, 6. I'm going to just do 10. And just a little bit of curl to bring it back to the center. One ring great to the right, won't hurt it at all. It was all about distance there. And now, in a word, I'm screwed. I'm in big trouble. Because my opponent can recover from there easily, even with a razor. A razor 9, I think hits pretty. It might hit max. There is a point where it could be argued like whether the razor or the Nirvana are better, but it's always going to be the Nirvana, as far as I'm concerned. Can't go wrong with a Nirvana in your bag, unless you put yourself in a drive spot like this, and then really kind of any rough iron is tough. So I just have to put myself in the best spot to recover. It's 2.0 per ring when it's at max. So there's 2. I'm going to do a quarter. Hitting it perfect. Just trying to put myself in a good spot to give myself a recovery shot. And one-on-one play, when you're playing for cash, you're trying to play for a percentage. My opponent, the best they can get here is an eagle. And so all I have to do is make this shot. But if you try and hero it out on that, sometimes it works, but the majority of the time it doesn't. And then you put yourself in a bad spot. At least put yourself in a good spot. Percentage-wise, I may miss this right now, but percentage-wise, I'm going to make this shot more often than I'm going to miss it. Okay, it's 2.2 per ring. A ring and a half. Does that put me? That's perfect. I've been trying to go around and see where it puts me when I do a ring adjustment. So a lot of those shots that are that close, I will eyeball them and use the cup, and I want to see if the ring adjustment is the same, and it is. At that point, from that distance, normally like when you're within a half the club, you're in minimum. I think of the cup as being 4 miles per hour, but when I'm at mid, I think of it as being about 2. So I wanted to be right on the outside edge. And that's right where it put me. Now, I always come at this hole from the other side. And I think anybody who, consistency-wise, this other side, and I haven't played this hole in a long time, and there's several different ways to go at it. I know the deal when you're coming to the cup is you really want, like if you fall down like in this area, you'll always miss the cup. It'll never go towards it. You need to actually get almost past it, behind it, and then it'll fall back down towards the cup. And it's super easy to get close here, but it's also super easy to be a long ways away. My opponent got it perfect. Oh my God. I'm going to have to get in the hole to beat that. Nice shot. Very nice. Very nice. Very, very nice. All right, let's not let that scare us. I want to get right on the edge of that tree. 2-1. Try and find a spot so the next time I come here I can try and work this hole. And see how close I can get and start working a trajectory. I'll have to put all the backspin on, but that's right where I want to be, because if you're on this side, it'll fall right down to the hole. But if you're any more to the left, when you come into that and it starts rolling down, it'll always run off to the left. If that makes any sense at all. Good game. Good game. Rematch. Let's go. Come on. When I lose, I can't get them to rematch me. What's the deal? Candy asses. Am I supposed to win my money back? All right. Tour 6. So hopefully everybody had a great Mother's Day. Had our mothers over. We made food for them. Cake. Got them cards. RFC. Let's see where we're at. I go first. I think trying to get over there would be... I still need to switch my bags up. I got the wrong bags. Yeah, I might hit it too far. Hitting it perfect. We'll see if it goes too far. Nope. Had too much curl on it and clipped that. There was enough room out there. I knew if I put too much curl on it, it would be on the inside of that. I could put a little, like half of what I put on there. But I think if I would have hit, because what happened was I lengthened it out on this side where if you hit more, you hit to the right, the longer you got to hit it before it catches the fairway. If I would have caught the fairway right there, I'm not so sure that it wouldn't have bled off on the other side. So Next time I'll have to hit it and see if like doing the rough bump and just ending up where I'm at is actually the shot that I'm trying to take, or doing what my opponent did. And see, you can see how close they got. Definitely a max club. Okay, 9-9. I'm going to do 10-8. There's, well, it helps when you move the ring set. There's 5. There's 10 and a little. Hitting it perfect. Didn't pull it enough. So that was 9-8. Should have been right around, that would have been right around 10. If I'd added on 10%, it'd have been 11. I moved it 10.5. So I only moved it 0.5%, or 5%. Excuse me. See if my opponent can get it right. They eyeballed it. I think the grate to the right helped them because I don't think they moved it enough. They still would have been, even on a perfect, they still would have been to the right. Off we go. Shootout time. Is this the first shootout that I've gone to? I think I went to one other one. It's a draw. I kind of don't like it that there's so many different ways that you can play now where you don't win a chest. I will say that the new system gives you more prizes. So before, the only prize that you could get every day was your pin chest, and you had to play, what, 8 or 9 holes. You had to win 8 or 9 holes in order for that to happen. Okay, there's a rough bump that we do here, but I really don't think the rough bump, really don't think I have it enough spin. I'm at mid club, and I'm going to do a max number at mid. Six, 9. I'm going to lean a little to the left. And I hit it great to the right. So that took the lean out, and it'll just end up where it would have been if I'd have hit it perfect. Got my speed right. For me, when I go to a new tour, or if you're playing holes that you haven't played in a long time, the most important thing to work on first when you're on these par 3s is to work on your speed. You want to terminate at the shortest distance that you were ever in your travel to the cup. Because we see it all the time, and I mean, shit, it's happened to me 1,000 times, where if it would have stopped when it was the closest to the cup, it would have been 0.25, and it ended up at 2.7 or 3.3. Think about how many shootouts you played in where if it would have stopped when it was the closest that it ever came to the cup, how many of them you would have won. That number is huge. Still got to lose some. That's the way it works. Nice shot. Mid game. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. See if the Rangers have it in them. Let's go. No dice. No replay action today. Let's open up one of those just in case we get some replay action. I'll open up one of those chests. How much time we got on this video? Yeah, we're like halfway through. We got plenty of time. We better open one up. Might as well cycle through since we're playing. Cycle through and try and get our 4 gold chests for the day. Moosehead. GC Elites. All right, let's see what ball my opponent brings out. My opponent is bringing out a Quasar, and I still haven't changed my bags. What the hell's the deal? And there's some spots up there in the trees that if you get into them, you can get out, but boy, does it feel weird. Because you really got to kind of hit behind you and then bring it back down the hill to the... And my opponent got it right on the deal. That's nice. Very nice. Nice shot. Nice shot. My opponent used a Quasar. I'm going to use a Quasar. Let's switch to that bag. Three. It's 1.5 per ring. I'm going to put the forward distance back on it. Hit 1 ring great to the right, which is problematic on the second bounce going through these trees. Sometimes it'll clip that tree. And put myself at the bottom. Get in a hole. Now, my opponent is in a much better spot because going up the hill here, you can run the topspin out, everything's good to go. And this is one of those angles from here that they could probably hit it great to the left or the right and it still won't matter. When you're up close like this, usually it doesn't matter. But from where I'm out on that side hill, it's one of those ones where you really want to hit it perfect because it could get out of the hole. Nice. Nice shot. All right, here we go. Still got some work to do. Hitting it perfect. See if it hits the flagpole. Bam, dead center. This can be a tough hole to get in the right spot down there. If you can bring the right ball, this is one of those holes in tournament play. If you bring a 5-power ball, you can almost set it up so you don't have to do overpower, even against a headwind and Ricky. I can't even remember this hole. There must be a rough bump from right there, though. I gotta involve the sand. Not really. $7.9. I'm gonna add on 7.8. That'd be 8, 7. There's had to make it quick because I was up against the red line, so that shot wasn't going to work. So had to switch it over, and now I'm 70 miles away. Gave my opponent a break. I just set the backspin and tried to stay on that plane. Should have been more cognizant of where my red lines were at. I was rookieing it out. My opponent has a hammerhead 6. It's always funny when people are talking about, you're out there, man, playing with those good clubs, playing Ricky. Most of the people that I play in Ricky have great clubs. There are, yeah, you're going to find some people who are playing in Ricky who don't. But I think the way that the matching system works up is it's all based off of like where your divisional stuff has been. So that's part of the deal. And most of the people that are out here playing have great stuff. Quite a bit of them have better clubs than I do, and people bitch about my clubs. And I will say this, that the community is what gave me my clubs. That's it. That's it. Why didn't I try and replay that guy? Here I lost and I didn't try and replay him. What kind of a dumbass move was that? I was talking. I would never have gotten some of my clubs up if it wasn't for the club card trading, and I was perfectly happy with just having extra cards. You know, like, hey, you ran out of that card, and now it would have been fair if they would have taken those out of the queue. So, like, then you're more apt to get the cards that you still, you know, if you only have one common that's not maxed out, that's the only common you're ever going to get cards for. See if my opponent can get around. This must be one of those Sequoia Creek holes. Those big ass trees. And that was actually a pretty good way to go out doing the ref bump. Their angle to the cup blows behind those trees. I don't think I have to do quite all of the backspin. Okay, it's 1.5 per ring. So this would be like 2.5 rings. There's 2.5. I'm going to go like 2 3/4. Hitting it perfect. Let's see if we can get around the band and pick up any distance and get out from behind those trees and have a straight shot at the cup. There we go. Now my opponent can still get there because the cup's on that side, but anything that can, and they were very nonchalant. So like if this goes in, this is one of those things that frustrates you about these games. Like if this goes in, like this is total bullshit. Like they didn't set it up at all. They just shot it up there and doing the thing. But stuff like this can go in. And be close. Okay, there's my red line. There's Max. That is Max backspin. 1.0. Let me just do one ring. Hitting it perfect. Woo! In the hole. Is that 2 albatrosses in one round? My opponent disconnect. There we go. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Take your time and set your shots up. Hitting perfect helps. All right, how much time we got? Oh, hell, we got 24 minutes. We're good to go. I think I can fill 2 more chests in 24 minutes. I think I can. I think the next one should be a gold chest. Wiseacre Ranch. Come on, let's get one. Need one right here. We need a little bit of time and grade. I haven't played these Wiseacre Ranch. I've really only played in tournaments. So, and even like the Sequoia Creeks, I haven't played them a lot in one-on-one. Some of these shots right here that we're taking are shots like that shot right there, the drive shot. Normally I go straight forward and you can bring out a 3 power ball and you can make the bounce to get over and go straight forward. This is one of those holes where you can get over into that area right there and I still need to switch my damn bag. I don't know that you can make a max curl shot around the... I don't know if... No, I clipped something out there. Oh, I can't believe that came through. I thought I clipped... It looked like it made a change in its trajectory out there on one of those leaves. But evidently not. With a tailwind, you could take a lower power ball and you could go in between the trees, which is the ideal, because then you can just go straight. If you aim towards the edge of this tree right here, you can put just a little teeny bit of right-hand curl to cover this gap. But you have 0 shot to the right. Anything to the right, you're going to hit that tree. You almost might, depending on how much curl you put on it, have a 1-ring grate to the left. All right, let's see if we can get in the hole. See if we can get the eagle. What kind of work I got? There's max. There's min. So I'm at min club, which is 2.1 per ring. Pull out my trusty dusty calculator here. 6.1. And I did the math wrong in my calculator. I plugged the numbers in wrong. I'm going to move it 3 rings. I'm way in the hell downhill, so I'm going to move it 3.5. Hitting it perfect. In the hole! Let's see what the freaking calculation was. 297. Ah. 6.7. Should have been 3 and 3.3 rings. And I added 0.2 on. I added a little on. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. In the hole. See if they'll replay us. See if we can get one replay today. One. Just one. Come on. Come on. Come on, bro. I'll sit and wait for you. Now, you know how it is. Sometimes you get a replay and you're like, I just lost this guy. Now he wants to replay me. Now he's got bragging rights. Do I really want to replay that guy? Come on. Come on. We sat there and waited for that, and then you didn't do it? Didn't pull the trigger? All right, one more chest. I got to win one more chest, and we'll have a full slot. I still have 20 minutes, though, so I could end up winning more. No, I'm less apt to want to replay somebody, though, when I don't have empty slots. I don't like to play without empty slots, especially if you're really working on your clubs. You want to be a farmer. I came to this game from a game where you were a farmer. You were either a farmer or a huge spender. You could be both. Okay, I want to take out 2, there's 3, there's 6, there's 7.5. And then I'm going to put 2 of it back in. Isn't it perfect? Let's see if I can weave my way around that tree again. Nope. Caught it this time. And this, when I said there were some bad areas, this is one of them. When I said earlier there were some bad areas you could end up, yep. I don't think this is as bad as it could be. There are some spots that are bad that what you want to do is quit trying to hit towards the cup and hit over towards this hill. And if you can end up on that rough even a little bit, it'll roll all the way down. You still have a bunch of work to do from that angle down there at the bottom, but you can get it done. And my opponent might be in the spot that I was just talking about, where hitting it way off to the left and dropping it down that, because I've been in this area before, and I may have to do it from here. Yeah, you want to hit it out into this spot. Now, there is a backboard on this green. Two nine. I'm going to just move it about half a ring. This is where curl comes in handy. This is where if it had more curl, it'd be better. I hit it on the inside, which is dangerous, but that does help our cause. Just trying to get it up there on the fringe. Now, if you're behind it, I got lucky where I could clear the trees and get a little bit of loft and work it around. But from where my opponent's at, they're further back. I would bring it like literally over into this area right here. And you do the same thing, and you're just trying to end up down here on the flat. Now, my opponent has a clear shot here, or at least it appears that they might. But now they don't. They just put that curl on there. If they don't clip a tree, I'm going to be pissed. Like they should have clipped a tree when they put that curl on there. That guide, the ball guide doesn't represent curl, so the ball guide's showing that that's a clear lane, and as soon as you put curl on it, now you're in the tree. Good shot, though. Good for them. And this is a range that really is not my favorite, because there's this angle, there's some slope, and the wind might play a factor. But that wind is so big that if it plays a factor, I'd have to move the ball off the cup. And so it's a really dangerous range to be in. Right there, wind did not play a factor. And coincidentally, slope did not play a factor either. Now my only hope is that they are a worse putter than me. I miss putts like that, and I know my opponent's like, what the fuck just happened? Here we go. Shootout time. Now we played this one earlier. It is. And I don't think I was at max club, but it's so far downhill that I played a max. I think it was at mid. And I think I still needed to add on wind. See if my opponent can get it right. Perfect! .381. Let's see if we can get closer than that. All right. Be 9.84 rings. Hitting it perfect. Let's see if we can get any closer than 381. Ooh, right there. Now this is I just lost. And this is exactly what I was talking about earlier. If the ball would have terminated at its closest point, how many you would win? And that one right there is definitely a winner chicken dinner all day. Like if I would have terminated at its closest point, I actually would have fallen in. That would have been a hole in one. And was in and out. And so that is a prime example right there. Let's go. Let's go. Let me get a chance to win my money back. I still got an empty slot. Let's roll, bro. You took my money and now you don't want to play? You even got more trophies than me. And you're a pro. And I'm just a rookie. Look at that. Doesn't want to play. No players here. No players allowed. All right, let's see if we can just fill that last chest and that'll be it. Come on. One more. That one was, I knew it was going to run out a little bit more with the way the wind was blowing, but I really thought I got to remember that hole to make sure that I leave myself just a little short. I'm actually gonna let me switch back to a Marlin. I don't need anything more than a Marlin on this. Okay, 4-5. That's 3 rings. And I'm gonna go a little past it, a third past it, so that's a +5. One ring great to the right. Try and pop it up there. I think last time with the extra mile I hit from the other side and bounced it over, and I was on the tee box side of the shadows. Now I'm on the green side. So I may have worked myself into a different club. If you bring out a big ball, so that when you get up there in the front, if your goal is to just lay up there in the front, then your second shot's going to be with a. There is a spot down there that you can get to where your second shot can be with a short iron. My opponent is like down there where, like, if they had the right ball, that's the spot. That's definitely short iron range. You can see with a small ball, there's short iron range. Max long. .8 rings. I gotta snap it off. Hitting it perfect. Let's see if we can get 2 albies in a row on this hole. That one's gonna be close, but no cigar. I pushed it forward because I thought, man, that's gonna hit. It's got so much backspin, it's gonna stop. I was trying to get the last real good bounce that I could see to be in the cup, and moved it forward, but didn't move it forward far enough. Arrgh. If that would have been tailwind, that would have been in the hole. It would have lengthened out each one of those bounces just a little and put it right in the cup. See if my opponent can get in. Close. No cigar. I don't know if I'd want to do that backspin shot all the time, but the backspin shots are cool, but especially when they go in. But really, consistency wise, over a length of time, you want to be able to kind of run it up in there and use the less backspin you can use, the better. But it's always good to use a little. Like if you can be on those shots where you can set it up with one backspin, you always have a lot of control over it, because when it's one backspin, the ball guide really, really likes that. It really wants to roll true on that ball guide. You start putting a lot of backspin on there, then what happens is the wind is really shortening up or lengthening out each one of those bounces. Now there is a rough bump here, but I can't remember what we were doing for numbers. It seems like, and this is a pretty low wind, so it's not going to be like the end of the world. I'm just going to do a 1-to-1. So that would be 1 ring. Hitting it perfect. In the hole. On a side wind. So that's a really good, you really get a good indication of whether you're off trajectory on side winds. This will be one of the holes that we're going to be seeing in the upcoming tournament. Yes, sirree. As hasn't rained for a couple hours. I actually might get done with this video and go work in the yard for a while. Ooh, just clipped the rough. Good game. Good game. Now watch, I'll finally get somebody that wants to replay. They'll want to replay me. I'll stop and see if they'll replay. Here, I'll give them an opportunity. Come on. Come on, bro. I'll extend an olive branch even though I don't have an empty slot. I'll play for free. Come on. We going to give everybody some bonus content? Come on. Come on, bro. Come on, Coco Loco. From the Green Raiders. Are we going to play? Or are we going to sit here all freaking day? We're going to sit here all day. Don't make me do it. I'll do it. I will sit here all day. I'm going to play some elevator music. Here, let me get YouTube going. I'll play some elevator music. All right. I guess they don't want to play. They wanted us to leave. There you have it. Yeah, I got over 80 million. Look at that. All in one fell swoop. Picking up a few. Moved up the divisional stuff. All right. That was some Tour 6. Just some one-on-one going out there playing the holes. I haven't played a lot of those holes. Like I said, I haven't played a lot of these holes except in tournaments. So at least Sequoia Creek and Wiseacre in Tour 6. Tour 6 might actually be a good place to play because those courses, Eagle Peak I've played a ton, but Wiseacre and Sequoia Creek I haven't played those very often. What's in Tour 7 right now? Cohung, Acacia. Pretty familiar with those. Waterfield Sands, I should be playing. I should go down and play some of these lower tours this week because Waterfield Sands and Wiseacre and Sequoia, those are courses I haven't played a lot on. All right, thanks for watching. That was some Tour 6. Have fun. I will shoot a walkthrough video for those Wiseacre Ranch holes, and I may run a practice round, so we'll see. Thanks for watching.